I am officially on board. Woohoo! Hi. Muster Station B. Hi everyone, this is your girl LaFay and I am aboard the Carnival Legend at the Port of Civitavecchia in Italy, and we are doing a 15-day transatlantic cruise. We have 4 ports. That means we have 11 days at sea. But I will share with you the ports as we go with them, so just make sure that you subscribe so that you can journey along with me. And before I go to lunch, I think we will do the room tour first. So let's go do that room tour. Okay, so behind the door we do have our emergency instructions for each passenger that is on this ship. It does tell us again how to wear our life jacket. This door also have a boat here. I already have locked the boat, and we also have a peephole for if someone comes to the door. We can check and make sure it's someone we are expecting. This is the light switch for the room. You just hit that switch. Now you do not need a card to keep the light on. This is the switch to get in the bathroom, and again you have that mechanism here to lock the bathroom when you're in, and you also have to watch your step because it is a step up. This is the bathroom, and it's a pretty good size for me. Now I'm sure if you're sharing this cabin with someone, you still will have to probably just be one person at a time. It looks like it's only big enough for one person. Well, it is. It doesn't look like it is. So one person at a time in the bathroom. The closets on the right coming into the room, you have closet number 1, which is a full length closet with hangers. And you have life vests up here. These are your life jackets, and it has your muster station on them, so if you have to evacuate, you would grab your life vest and go to your muster station. The second closet is also a full length closet with hangers, but you also have a bar here if you want to do double hang. You can hang clothes on this bar and you can hang clothes on that bar, or if you want, you can just lift this bar and it could be a long hanging closet. And you can also store, like I did, suitcases. And this closet here, you have shelves here. Now these shelves, they do lift up. If you don't want to use them, they can just raise up and they're locked in place. There's also a mechanism up here for a rod if you want to hang clothes in here. So if there are 3 or 4 of you in here and you need all the closet space to hang clothes, all these closets have that capability to do that. But since it's just me, I'll use the shelves and hang my clothes in the other 2 closets. And this is the bar for you to use if you want to hang clothes. But all of these shelving units, they will lift up and you can just hang clothes. You can convert this closet to a hanging closet. And then right here on this closet door, you'll have that full dressing mirror. Here next to the closet, your desk with 4 drawers. The first 2 drawers are a little shallow. The first drawer actually has your hair dryer in it and an extra little compartment there. You have another shallow drawer here, and then you have 2 deep drawers here. These are 2 deep drawers, and then in the middle you have a closet which has your laundry bag, and it has other information that you need during your stay here, which I'm sure I'll be using that. And then this door here is to your refrigerator. And I always struggle to open the refrigerator. Oh, that wasn't too bad. And this is where you can store your beverages like your water and your sodas. On top of the desk, you do have this phone, and this phone is for you to call someone else on the ship, room service, emergency numbers, fourth housekeeping, your cabin attendant. This is what this phone is for. It's not for you to call home and check on your loved ones. And then here we have the good to know information. It's just our health information, code of conduct, going ashore. I do need to make sure that I read that. And then also this is what's happening on the ship. We get these daily. It's fun time, welcome aboard. And it just gives us information about top entertainment. It's a complete schedule, food venues, drinks, everything that's going on for that day. That is what that's for, so I do need to read this. I can also read the same information on the Carnival app. So whenever I leave the room, if I have my phone with me, I just do the Carnival app. And then this is your QR directory that you can scan for safety information. Spa menu, that's if you want spa services. Your food allergies, health advisories, so on and so forth. And then over here we have this little area here that's kind of like a beverage station. You have your tray, 2 glasses, you have 2 bottles of water. Now the thing with these bottles of water, they are $4.50 a bottle, but I've already ordered a bottle of water. Actually, I get a bottle of water for free, and then I also ordered a bottle of water. So I'll get 2 1-liter bottles of water. I'll just grab one of these, and because of my reward status, I'll get 1 bottle for free, and then this is the bottle that I ordered. And then you have like a little mirror under there, and then above here is where our Stay Fix safe is. Now this is something different, and we use this safe with either our credit card or our driver's license to open and close the safe. Above this compartment, we do have the remote control in the television. That is all that's there. Now, let me talk to you about those charging units. Now, we do have this switch here that is for the mirror that's the light to the mirror. And then we have a 220 volt here. And then, of course, there is our 110 volt right next to it. So, perfect. The converter I can use, but I also have a regular 110 volt that I can use at the desk. And then on over here you have even more space. You have more storage unit with 2 shelves in this area here, and another mirror that is right here with a light. That light is above. And this is the switch for the bathroom, and then you have 2 hooks here, and these are just your snoozing and your window. When they're going to clean their windows, they'll put this out for us to let us know this will be on our door, and that just lets us know, for me, that I need to keep my curtains closed. We also have a table, and we have a sleeper sofa here, as well as 2 beach towels or pool towels. You would take these 2 towels to the beach or pool or wherever you want to take them, and not the white towels that are in the bathrooms. You would leave those here. When you leave, you do need to leave those towels. They are not for you to take. If you do, you will find that charge on your card. Now, here is my bed. I do have a king size bed. These rooms, they come with 2 twin beds, but you will have to request that your bed is converted to a king size bed. Since I am the only one in this room, I always convert my bed to a king size, so this bed works for me. So in my king converted room, I have on the bed this luggage protector here, and all it does is protect the bedding. When we're unpacking our bags, we'll just put the luggage on this cover, and when I'm finished unpacking, I can put all of it away, including the cover. So this will just go away. And then this here is just a letter that they have written to us. I'll be reading that in a few minutes as well. They always leave us letters and notes, anything we need to know, important information. They ensure to leave it somewhere we can read it. Now, if this room had 2 twin beds, the beds would be separated, and then that would be space in the middle for the nightstand. Speaking of nightstand, you do have a nightstand on this side with a lamp that has the switch there, and then you have 2 USB charging stations here, as well as a little cabinet here for storage. You can put some things in there like books and anything for you to read if you just want to keep them out of sight. And on this side here, you have the exact same thing. You have a nightstand, and on here, just like over there, you have the light switch and 2 USB charging stations, as well as a storage unit. Now, one interesting thing about these charging units, I said USB. Now, this one here is the USB and this is USB-C. That is different, and I'm so glad to see that. That's very, very new. So thank you, Carnival, for thinking about these new devices we have and new technology. That this is the actual unit. This is the charging that I would use for my device right here. I don't use that anymore, so I'm glad they have this one now because that's the one that I need. Over the bed, you also have 2 switches which operates the room lights, and that is for if you're in the bed and you don't want to get up and you need to turn the lights on or off. You don't have to get up and walk across the room. You can just hit those switches and that will do the exact same thing, which is turn them on and off. To go out to the balcony, you have to remember to keep the door closed if the air condition is on, and if you're not, when the door opens, it probably go off automatically anyway. Also, this is the locking mechanism, so when you're in your room, I keep my door locked. So I just open it and you just turn the latch, and this is my balcony. I don't know if you can see that boat, but that is a lifeboat. And if we have to evacuate the ship, those are the boats that will be dispatched and we will board those boats. I don't know which boat I'll be on. All I know is I'm getting my life vest and make sure I'm on one of them. So this is my room and my home for the next 15 days. Okay, so that was the room tour, and there are few things I need to do. One is I need to get something to eat. So I am going to go to lunch, but before I do want to tell you, I said I'll tell you about this sell and sign card. So the sell and sign card is the card that we use to enter and to enter our room. You don't need it to exit, but you do need it to enter the room, and you also need it to exit the ship. This is how they keep in touch with us and make sure that we got off the ship or we got back on the ship whenever we stop at the ports, because you don't want them to lose track of you. So they use this sell and sign card to track you. We also use this card not just for getting in our room, but we also use this card to charge items to our room, such as if you purchase something on the ship only. If you purchase something, it is charged to a card. You cannot use cash and you cannot use a credit card. Your credit card, in my case, the credit card is tied to the sell and sign card, or you can also use cash and tie it, and when you run out of cash, you just go down to guest services and put more cash on your card, and then you can use it then. But until then, you won't even be able to charge anything. You won't be able to use this card if there is no cash on the card. I don't know how much they reserve on the card when you pay cash, because I always use a card and they do not do a reserve on cards. The card is linked to the sell and sign card, and it's just like using a credit card. It's just like charging to your card, except you're using the sell and sign card. So anytime you go to like spa services, or you're getting some type of drink or anything, if you didn't get the drink package, even if you got the drink package, sorry, they'll ask for your sell and sign card so they can copy down your folio and ensure that it is charged to the right room. So that's the sell and sign card, and you do not want to lose this card. Now, the great thing about it, your room number is not on the card, but your muster station is on the card. Your folio number for charges is on the card, as well as your VIFP number, your dining information, as well as, let me see, it says, so I don't even know what dining room, since I am on your time dining, so I can go to any dining room that has a table available for me. So that's great news. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about is the Fun Times card, or the Fun Times sheet. And the Fun Times sheet, all it is information about what's going on or what's happening on the ship that day. This is only good for that day, because tomorrow and the next day they'll give us a what's happening sheet each day. Your cabin attendant, when they come clean your room, they will leave a what's happening sheet in your room. But if they do not come in your room, you have a little mailbox outside, and they will leave the what's happening sheet in there. And if you don't use the Carnival app, some people don't want to go through all that. They prefer these, and you can use these, but I do use the Carnival app, so this same information is on my Carnival app, but I still go through this when I'm in the room, and then when I leave the room I use my Carnival app to check and see what's happening in the room. It's just a lot easier for me to keep up with it on my Carnival app. Okay, so I think I have shared everything with you. I think that is it for now. There is a sail away party at, let's see, the sail away party is at 4:30 on the 9th deck, which is the Lido deck. So we're going to go to the sail away party, but before the sail away party, we're going to go and get some lunch. And I am going to take you all along with me because I want you all to go to the sail away party with me. So get ready for that. And then we'll look at it and we'll see what else we're going to do after that. I believe that we sell, I thought it was 7:30 tonight, but I believe we are selling at 5:30 to be exact. I am not seeing it on here, but it does tell us our attire for the night is cruise casual. So we will be cruise casual tonight for dinner, and we'll see what else is going on, and I'll share that with you all when I get back from the sail away party, what we're going to do tonight. But for now, let's go and explore the rest of the ship, find lunch, and go to the sail away party. Okay, so before I go to lunch and leave my room, there are a few things that I need to put in the safe. I do have my purse here that have my cash in it, as well as my cards, and I have my passport here. So those things, when I'm not in the room, I want to ensure that they are locked away in the safe.